While Australia's residential construction sector has yet to fully recover from the GFC, there's one new and increasingly popular player on the block: prefabricated modular housing. But while more and more home builders are turning to it as an affordable and sustainable option, Australia's banks are largely sceptical and are becoming a major hurdle for this emerging industry.
One thing that we've been able to achieve with modular construction is a very rapid, risk-free construction process. We're finding now modular or prefabrication is really sort of coming into its own as a legitimate alternative to conventional construction.
Modscape's modern prefabricated housing was initially aimed at those wanting to build in difficult or remote locations.
Our customer profile has changed significantly over the last 3 years. We're finding that probably 40 to 50% of all our work now is inner urban. You have your project home designed, conventionally built house. We tend to sit squarely in the middle of that pocket, ranging between $2,100 to $2,300 a square metre completed. Our turnover going forward next year, we would anticipate to be around the $15 million mark. We've experienced something like a 300% increase in our production capacity over the last year.
Paradoxically, this rapid growth was largely due to the economic uncertainty of the GFC.
The projects are significantly de-risked. Once we start construction, we know exactly what we're building. Subsequently, the purchaser knows exactly what the cost of the house is and exactly when the house is going to be delivered.
The biggest challenge facing the business is a cultural one, particularly with the banks.
In Europe and Northern America, modular or prefabricated housing is a normal way to go about acquiring a house. So they have specific lending products that are suited to that product. In Australia, given that it is a relatively new market sector of the construction industry, it's presenting some new challenges for the financial institutions.
It seems much of the concern centres on what will be left if the borrower goes bust.
The typical approach a bank takes to a construction loan on a site is that each time they're drawing down on that loan, there's an inherent improved value on the site. So for a lending institution, a building being built off-site, they struggle with the rationale on how to effectively obtain security on that product. The irony is that the building, when it's being built in a modular sense, is only in the factory for 12 weeks and then it's on site, opposed to being on site in various stages of an uncompleted project over a 12 to 18 month period, subject to weather damage, vandalism, robbery, etc.
First home buyers are finding it particularly hard to acquire finance for a prefab house.
And that's led us in recent times to actually put together a facility where we can actually finance the construction of houses for clients and provide, if you like, a turnkey service where upon completion of the house they then go and seek a more typical type of lending instrument to finance the house and repay the private equity that we've used to fund their house.
But Jan Gern concedes this isn't a long-term solution.
Modular housing is definitely a growing industry within Australia, and probably over time, in the next 3 to 5 years, I would think that it would be highly likely we'll see a particular product provided by one of the institutions for lending on off-site construction.
Having secured its foundations, Modscape is now contemplating new frontiers.
Do we move into more land and house type solutions, more of a developer-based builder? One of the biggest costs in developing is the finance of the construction, and with a modular type building, that finance cost is significantly reduced. That if you apply the design to that modular logic, we can find a vastly superior solution to conventional construction.